flux, and we don't want to avoid losing trade during this rejuvenation. And Windsor is losing shops by the day. Newark, Next, Topshop, Lakeland have all gone. Reducing footfall is the last thing we need. Now we've got a problem and we need solutions, but solutions that don't punish our residents. And it's regretful that alternative suggestions from opposition councillors to maintain a limited discount for locals have been dismissed. A member of the public offered another idea of a paid subscription scheme for drivers to buy an annual discount. Well, that would give some money up front before they even park their car. Perhaps we could even have a reasonable flat rate across the whole of RPWM, which would bring in some income from those that are free and spread the load a little bit. It seems the promised collegiate approach doesn't really extend to parking, and it's been left a bit too late for any alternatives to be explored. So here we are. We're being asked to remove the Children's Centre life rafts and forcing residents to bail us out of our parking problem, whilst those icy waters of government intervention start to swill around our feet, threatening to drown us all. Residents didn't cause this financial mess. They don't deserve this financial mess, but they're the ones paying for it. Thank you.
Councillor Baskerville.
Well, Councillor Reynolds has already touched on the issue I'm going to raise, but I'm going to bow ahead regardless. So let's talk potholes. Barely 6 months ago, after launching a much lauded 24-hour fix-it policy, this Tory administration decided to scale it back, having concluded the job done. After one of the wettest and windiest winters on record, Royal Borough residents might be excused for thinking such a statement was premature. Standing water on frosty mornings are not conducive to keeping repaired potholes in pristine condition. Asphalt lifts out and holes reappear as quickly as they were filled. Filling holes to a decent depth and sealing the edges properly are the minimum requirements if the work is to hold. Whether the £450,000 reportedly used to repair 471 potholes is money well spent, especially at a time when we're talking about cutting budgets, is a moot point. But potholes will continue to appear and will need to be filled. Whether it's done in 24 hours or 24 days, people will still need to get around the borough safely and without too much inconvenience. The important thing is that the good people of RBWM need to have confidence that our council is doing a good job. The jury is still out on that. On a general point, amid all the claims and political spin, what has and hasn't been done in the last decade or so, I hope I'm not alone in feeling a bit of humility and self-reflection opposite is needed more than ever. I think one word would be a start, and that word is sorry.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. I've attended many budget meetings in the past, 27, not quite as many as Councillor Waters there. Oh, has he gone? He's out there. But I think it's true to say that this is the most appallingly shocking budget that I've seen so far in that 27 budgets. And the outrageous doublespeak from the chairs opposite, it is truly, truly shocking. I want to bring it back a minute and bring it back to the people that really matter in this, the people we're supposed to be representing, the residents of the Royal Borough. Residents that want to do the right things, they want to be green, they want to use the green waste collection, and they're being taxed for doing so. The increase in the green waste collection going up, the budget's actually anti-green, it's not pro-green, it's anti-green. It's also anti-family. We've heard about the children's centres being closed. I mean, my precious Pinckney's Green Children's Centre under threat from a consultation that's actually going to report after the budget, not before. So there might not be any money for it, even if people do say they will do it. So it's anti-family. It's also anti-young people, because of course the youth clubs that young people use are being closed as well. So it's anti-young people. And of course it's anti-vulnerable people as well. Obviously the children's centres, but also the council tax reduction that we're going to talk about later. And finally it's anti-town centre, isn't it? You know, people want to go to a town centre, residents want to use the town centre, and they're being taxed for doing so. So, none of these things will actually, some of these things won't actually work. You think about it. You increase the parking rates for residents, so residents no longer go to the town centre, they go somewhere else. That's more pollution, by the way. And then more business will close because there's less people going to the shops. That means less business rates. So it's the knock-on effect of the decisions you make. Children's centres, not having so many children's centres, will mean that children will suffer. Research shows that the early years education is the most important part of the education of children. Without the children's centres there, only targeting very vulnerable families, so many people will be missed off. So it's these savings won't actually materialise, and even if they do, in the long term, they will disappear and cost you in other ways. So what's the alternative to this sort of anti-green, anti-family, anti-young people, anti-vulnerable, anti-town centre budget? Well, I've said it at lots of meetings, corporate scrutiny. I'm sure Councillor Hilton's bored with me outlining these kind of things. But let's look at it. First of all, we've got the SIL that Councillor Baldwin talked about for Maidenhead. Ridiculous, that's set to 0%. I've talked in the corporate scrutiny about bringing services in-house. Now, back in the 80s, 90s, even the 2000s, contracting out services to private companies, services run by the council, then there were efficiency savings to be made. The private sector was more efficient than local government. That's no longer true. There's lots of research being done that's showing actually bringing contracts back into the council is actually saving large amounts of money. After all, where do you want the money to go to? Do you want it to go to the profits for shareholders, or do you want it to be used for services for residents? We've talked about it before, haven't we, Councillor Hilton? Invest to save was the other thing I'm constantly talking to you about. We should be using the council assets, we shouldn't be flogging them, we should be looking for how we can generate revenue from them. I mean, I know you can answer the supplementary question on the financing of Nicholson's Hall, which was obviously disappointing. But we need to be using these assets. Now, I tend to name budgets. 2 years ago, it was Gambler's budget, and of course, the gamble didn't pay off. Last year, I called it, what was it? Oh, the budget of the captain of the Titanic just before it hit the iceberg. We seem to be referring to the Titanic a lot, don't we? Now, the other day, I was talking to 2 young people and asking them what they thought of the Conservatives. One of them said they were evil, one of them said they were stupid. They're not my words, they're the words of young people in the borough. But maybe they're the best people to name this budget, not me, the young people, the next generation of voters. So maybe we should go to them, just call it the evil and stupid budget. Thank you.
Councillor Price.
Thank you. My residents are angry. I'm angry. I'm angry at a budget which has not truly considered its impact on residents and businesses. A budget that we're told has to be. And why? Because of your financial mismanagement and smoke and mirrors. I'll take some specifics. The removal of the Advantage card on parking and its impact on 2 of my residents. A family with 2 children in nursery in the centre of Windsor. Dad's worked out it'll cost them additional £40 a week, what with dropping off and picking them up, shopping, children's activities. This family will have to earn another £2,500 a year before tax to pay for this alone. And obviously there are more increases to come via council tax increases and green bills collection. No one can suddenly switch on an additional income just like that. So what are they likely to do? Find another nursery and children's activities outside Windsor. another resident, a man who takes his elderly mum into Windsor for banking and also does errands and helps out other lonely elderly people. He's worked out it will cost him an extra £60 a month, and he's told me he'll carry on supporting his mum, obviously, but just can't afford any more. The result, elderly residents become isolated, lonely and less supported. And what about the impact on Windsor residents? I've spoken to traders in Windsor as I've gone shopping, and they've told me their customers said they won't be shopping there anymore. I've read the reactions on social media with residents stating they'll be cancelling their gym membership if they have to pay for parking in the evenings. Windsor businesses are in a fragile state anyway, and they're suffering from a reduced tourism footfall. So well done. At one fell swoop, you managed to anger residents, hasten the death of Windsor High Street economy, and increase the number of lonely and isolated elderly. So, turning to the cuts in our voluntary sector. Cutting £220,000 of revenue next year, rising to £250,000 the year after. So tell me, how the cuts of this eye-watering magnitude match the strategic priority of enabling the community and voluntary sector to flourish? You're presenting a budget where you're significantly cutting back on non-essential services to our residents and assuming the voluntary sector will step forward to fill these cuts. But you're hacking these community organisations off at the knees. We should be building our community infrastructure and not cutting back. That's what I understand other local authorities are doing at this time. It appears to me you have an approach of zero investment in people and the community, just in bricks and mortar. The voluntary sector just won't be able to step forward being starved of funds, and I forecast that we'll see closure of local charities in the next few years. And just this afternoon, I was informed that a local CIC has decided that it can no longer offer its befriending services and community projects in the Royal Borough. So I'll now turn to the proposal to take £330,000 from our poorest residents by changing the council tax reduction scheme. And you claim to be protecting the most vulnerable. Aren't the poor the most vulnerable? And that's what you're proposing to our most vulnerable. Take money away from them so they can't afford to go out. What an existence. So one of my residents is disabled, a tetraplegic, and he receives the council tax reduction. So after the reduction in support, an annual increase, that'll go up by more than 1.5 times. Not available on prescription are his incontinence sheets, gloves and medications, which are rising in price faster than the rise in his benefits. Gardening is his major solace, and his green bin cost is to rise. I've asked him how he'll manage with all these increases, and he'll tell me he'll just have to stop activities. He can appeal, sure, but with appeals for his clinical care, he finds this very stressful and time-consuming. In my ward of Clwyd and Dedworth East, multiple deprivation statistics clearly show high levels of deprivation, in the worst 30% in England. So much so that Radian, the local social housing provider, finds that of all their Thames Valley housing, the most deprived residents live in Clwyd and Dedworth East and West. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with this indices, it means such residents, and there are well over 1,000 of them in the wards, are deprived in terms of income, employment, health and disability, education and training and crime. And you believe that such residents just happen to have loose change in their pockets to pay more each week. And you're assuming the same collection rate? And there's no fund, apparently, to provide the mitigation that I can find in the budget. Such residents can't even afford to pay. Okay?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, firstly I would like to congratulate my fellow ward colleague, Councillor Carroll and the RBW officers involved in fantastic work in receiving a good rating from the Ofsted yesterday for Children's Services. Following the inspection last month, which I'm sure everyone in this council chamber agree on. I would like to thank all the officers for the work they have done on the budget. Madam Mayor, I would like to go on and speak about grant funding and subsidies. I have had residents contact me and my fellow ward colleague, Councillor Carroll, in respect of how the budget proposals will affect grant funding for Northern Farm Centre of the Arts. which I must say is a jewel and a real asset in the Royal Borough, and something that both Councillor Carroll and I are extremely proud to have in our ward of Boyne Hill. I personally know how important Rawdon Farm is, like many other community groups and cultural organisations in the Royal Borough. It is a lifeline and centre point for the communities, providing many social and beneficial activities. Both my daughters were taught drama and Bollywood dancing at Rawdon Farm over many years. All councils are experiencing challenging financial positions, so the Royal Borough is no different from the rest of the country. As most of you know, there are significant pressures in both adults and children's services, and we are working to reduce the gap between income and expenditure. There have been a lot of misinformation being sent out on social media recently. Whether or not social care and children's services are all on community grant funding and subsidies, which I would like to touch on. We provide 200,000 in community groups to support a variety of voluntary community and cultural organisations across the borough. I would like to say for the record that the grant funding for Rawdon Farm 2019-2020 increased by 58,000. This is given due to wage pressure, increases and assistance. On the whole, Rawdon Farm has had grant funding over 100,000 for 4 years prior to years 2019-2020. Next year, the funding will be 141,000, and the following years after 125,000. So in essence, 25,000 more than the year 2018-2019. Please note that RBWM own the freehold, and Rawdon Farm is not required to pay any rent. Both Councillor Carroll, Councillor Rayner and I have been working closely with Jane, the manager at Rawdon Farm, seeking ways in which we are able to assist additional funding through various channels, i.e. the Arts Council England, setting up crowdfunding and meeting our local members of Parliament, Right Honourable Theresa May and Adam O'Fray, thus bringing this important matter to their attention, which they have both, to my understanding, written to the Arts Council to seek funding and assistance for Rawdon Farm. Both Councillor Carroll and I will continue to work closely with Rawdon Farm to ensure this gets all the assistance it needs, and always champion this all the fantastic communities in the Royal Borough, such as Rawdon Farm. We are a low council tax authority, 8th lowest in England. Our neighbouring authorities are mainly in the higher council tax rate. For comparison, Council Tax Index 2019-2020, the Royal Borough of Windsor Maidenhead is 1,030 per annum, Slough is 1,367 and is £361 higher in council tax than the Royal Borough. Workingham is 1,484 and is £448 higher in council tax than the Royal Borough. Reading is 1,627 and is £591 higher in council tax than the Royal Borough. All the surrounding authorities are higher in council tax than the Royal Borough. We are very lucky that we're in the Royal Borough with this amount of council tax. I would like to say, yes, we all have to make difficult decisions tonight, which are not easy, but what we do now will reflect on years to come, bringing the council finance into improved positions. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As lead member for parking, I'd like to thank the parking officers and staff and finance who have been doing a very difficult and complex job trying to work out how we move forward. And with the assistance of some members of the opposition who have given constructive and helpful suggestions which have contributed to those considerations. And unfortunately, they were not financially viable at this time. But, as I'm sure you're aware, that we're talking a lot about negative things on this side of the house. However, the message that seems to be lost in all this discussion around car parking charges is that we are again freezing the standard tariffs across the borough. And the only proposed tariff rise is an inflation-linked rise on season tickets. I recognise the proposal to remove the Advantage card discount has caused great concern to many of our residents, particularly in Windsor. It was not something that the administration would have chosen to do. But, as we decided to remove these discounts, in the interest of fairness, and I'm sure with the support of the opposition, we will also be withdrawing the elected councillors' borough-wide car parking discounts. Because if we're asking residents to give up the discounts, then the same should apply to us. There are two key considerations that have influenced the decision to remove the residents' discount. One is the inequity of the discounted charges across the parking estate. The differential between advantage card tariffs and the standard tariffs range from an average discount in Victoria Street, Windsor of 67% to an average in the Magnet Leisure Centre of 18%. Equally, I recognise that parking tariffs are generally higher in Windsor. Therefore, the removal of those discounts has had a particularly negative effect. The second consideration is the Council's commitment to respond to the climate change emergency. We'll be bringing forward our climate change strategy next month, and it is crucial that our future parking strategy aligns with these aims. I'm pleased to advise the Council that after taking into account both of these considerations, we're currently undertaking a review of a number of options for parking charges within the overall borough parking strategy. It will particularly focus on the issues in Windsor that I previously highlighted, and I can confirm that subject to proper due process, new arrangements will take effect from the 1st of September 2020. I cannot stress enough that it is important this work is not rushed, that it is properly implemented. This time frame will enable council members and residents to consider what they are doing and fully understand our implications. Thank you.
Councillor Stimson.